Welcome, pickle traders. This is the first automated insights slide deck. So basically, going forward, I weekly want to do a slide deck just like this, where we're going to do the charts and then talk about it kind of in a snapshot mode and not doing it so, off of live charts, which I think when we're tracking and we're going back and reviewing, this is going to be a much better system. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. Automated insights. It's 9:3 today. Well, actually, it's 9:4, but this is, being done 9:3, simply because we have a vacation today. So not much volume. So yeah, the agenda, like I said in the beginning, we're just going to be discussing gold here. So for now, we're going to do gold, but we will have others that are going to be coming out. We'll probably do Bitcoin, S&P, some other stuff that we're trading on a regular basis. But for now, just to get everyone in the zone, we're going to be going over gold because it'll be easy and everyone trades it. Do have a disclaimer. This material reflects my personal viewpoints and the viewpoints of the presenter. It is designed solely as informational purposes. It's not intended to serve as financial advice, legal advice, or tax advice. So it's critical to note that the presenter, i.e. me, I'm not a certified financial planner. I'm not a registered investment advisor. Trade investment involves substantial risk and including potential loss of capital. The presenter, I assume no responsibility for any financial loss or gains that may occur. As with any financial decision, we strongly recommend you conduct your own research and consulting with a qualified professional before making investment choices. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and do it. We're going to be talking about gold here. We're going to use the 1 hour time frame as far as what we're analyzing, and then we're going to be looking at the 4 hour fractal. Once again, this is because most people are doing 15 minutes to 1 hour, something like that. But this hourly time frame, looking a week out ahead, should be enough to kind of get good direction. So we're going to go ahead and look at the overview. This is kind of where we've been, and you'll notice this little box here. This is where I'm actually going to be doing the analysis. So this is going to be the past, the present, and then I'll go over the future. But this is kind of where we've been, kind of trending down over this long range. And you'll notice where we've been with the SGA tools on the 4 hour, where we've already been extreme in a cycle here at 2079. We're still trying to make a full cycle, which is why I think we eventually roll over here, but we'll get into that. Okay, in the past, where have we been? We have this high here, 1982.16, with the low of 1892.97 back here, and we've recently broke this down lower, so we're just continuing this trend lower. Same thing when we look at the 4 hour chart, we're just getting back in, right? That's where we were. Now on the 1 hour time frame, we were basically ready to kind of pop up a little bit, and that's what we saw going into the present, right? We got this pop up to 1987. We've come back down to 1987. We're popping up, right? And like we talked about last week, I thought we were going to come up to this one standard deviation and then kind of pull back, and it looks like we're going to do that. We got some nice divergence here on the Delta Prime, which I told y'all is always really a great sign when you see that. It's where patience really needs to play, because often I am waiting until I do see that divergence before I even think about entering the market. But we had several nice trade opportunities here, both within our rules. So yeah, not bad. So where do we think we're going to go in the future? Well, we can go ahead and draw our vacuum profile or a volume profile and look at our vacuum nodes. This first node range, and I should mark this out, I'll do it in the future, is going to be about this 1930 level. That's where we think we're going to go. If we break there, we think we'll go back to like this 1910 range, and we're just getting that from the profile. So as we roll over, we have the divergence, Delta Prime rolling over, Delta Prime rolling over. I think we're going to see, the 4 hour and the 1 hour Alpha Prime start rolling back over, which would be, it would play into this theory that we're probably going to touch these two levels. So 1930 is my first target. 1910 is my next target after that. And I think once we get there, we will likely need to reevaluate. But you can kind of see where I'm looking. So what do we need to look at, right? Oops, sorry. Yeah, what do we need to look at, right? What's our alert setup? So we can see the key price levels. So above us, we have 1950.8, and below us is 1884. So definitely breaking those ranges. It's going to be quite important that we have alerts set up. The next key tool levels are going to be alpha prime and delta prime orange bands. And I'll just go back and talk about this. Why do we say that? Well, we had an entry here, entry here, entry here, entry here in delta. About half of those worked, but we're waiting for the big one, right? Now, it probably came here, and we're waiting for a re-entry. So pretty much anytime the delta prime goes orange again, we're going to be interested. And same thing with the alpha prime, right? Because that's generally a local high. Now, we would like to see that below a purple band, but like I said, that is an OR. Okay, so we have the orange bands. Now next, entry. How are we going to enter? Well, like I said, AP orange band below 20 or above the last purple band. So we're waiting for that, right? I think we will get that soon, and that'll be, it's going to be a little bit difficult because we're going to be mid-range. What I'd really like to see is this pop up again, high up in the 20s. I do not think we'll see that, but we'll see. Yeah, or we get two sequential purple bands below 20. And I need to change this. This doesn't need to be below 20, but this is ideal. I'll change that for the next one. And then the DP turning down after an orange. And so same thing, right? We're looking for the orange and then the DP to turn down. We're looking for AP to have an orange band, and then we're looking for it to turn down. So that's kind of our thesis. So when we get those alerts set up, we're then going to be looking for a 1930, 1920 target, 1910, 1900. So that is kind of our ranges. And then our exit is the next node, right? So if and this is always the case, we're really not trying to predict past these two nodes. So if I'm getting in here and I get a position, I'm going to be trading just to this next node, right? That's all I can predict. There's zero chance that I can predict a year in advance what's going to happen very accurately. So all we know is about this movement from here to here, and likely that will result in delta prime here down to here. Yeah, and then we'll reevaluate. Or tool cycle completion. So like I said, let's say we don't make it all the way here, but we are bottoming out in delta. Well, that's showing you actually that this level is becoming support. And in which case you would want to exit. You wouldn't want to just stay in that trade because your rules told you. You need a rule that allows you to exit to protect your capital. And this is an example of that. So we're always going to be exiting on the next node or a completion of the tool cycle. Now, I know y'all know this, but I need to say this stuff every week now just to make sure y'all get it, because we're still having some trouble following the rules. And I want to show y'all how easy it is. This is how Josh and I trade. This is how Josh has been pointing out 20K a month from these funded accounts, literally using the same analysis methods just on a different time frame. So I'm using the hour, he's 15, but it's all the same. Everything we teach is the same. Okay, so there's your alert setups, there's your levels, and same thing. I'll probably change the quote, but I think this is a good one for now. The way to get started is to quit talking, so shut the fuck up and start doing, okay? So I hope that was good. I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into what we're looking at in the future. You can now come back and reference this all week or use it to ask me questions. But that was it. I hope that was helpful. We'll see you in the next one.